Oh, so today, here we are in Columbus, Georgia. Yes, Columbus, Georgia. I have a thing for Columbus, apparently. But there are a lot of towns. I think almost every state has a Columbus, named after the explorer, of course. But it's overcast, and I learned in the meteorology things because, well, basically in a month or two now, this would be considered a tropical depression moving over us, or even a hurricane. But it's not that season, so it's really light. So what ends up happening is it kind of clears up as the day goes on, and then right when it hits the evening, it just pours in the afternoon. So best ride in the morning while it's not raining, and then all of a sudden the rain and thunderstorms show up. And that's how we start our day. That's how we get going. Georgia, really, what can you say? When you're south of Atlanta, well, gee, there's really actually not a whole lot. It's pretty flat, pretty straight. You do get kind of a lot of a swamp feel, because you are getting closer and closer to Florida, and it kind of, it's really easy, and you get kind of the Florida weather. What it really is it can rain and drizzle and come down on you at almost any given time. It's just, that's kind of how the whole area is. There's a lot of little farm stands, and as the further south you go, the farms end, so you're no longer going to get peaches, almonds, pecans, all that kind of stuff, and instead you just start seeing kind of more grazing land. The grazing land just kind of pops out of everywhere, and all this other stuff. This a lot. It's right there on the right. It's these trees, and they're just it's a forest, but I didn't see any fruit on them, and I'm not really sure why it's so often. It's obviously some kind of farm or location. I just don't know really kind of what it is, and I've never stopped to really investigate it. There are a lot of big, beautiful houses in this area, and you kind of wonder what the people do. I mean, I guess they just manage the land, and they're doing something with it. Whether it's farming, raising cattle, or who knows. Hey, maybe these are like, .com people, or people who can be located anywhere they want to do a lot of consulting or whatnot. Perhaps they're even vacation houses. But more often than not, as you kind of go through this area, it can be really kind of small, really kind of way back into the trees, and it's not like hillbilly land. These people aren't just hillbillies. You don't have to worry about like any kind of deliverance kind of situations here. It is really open to just this a really laid back a thing. I mean, this is one of the things I do when I talk to people in the cities that they don't quite understand. The city is really fast moving. That's where all the new language styles come out, and it slowly trickles and filters into these areas. These areas tend to be really further back. And it's funny, going through this area, everyone you see is yard. Even though they may have a small house, they have a riding lawnmower because it looks like they have like 3 acres of land in order to mow. Now also, everyone seems to have a motorcycle. This is really kind of, a lot of people love their motorcycles in these areas. It's not really city where everyone just has a car. I mean, you have to have a vehicle, maybe 2 vehicles in order to get around. And you can see just kind of like going through, these people are really kind of, they kind of enjoy kind of the quiet life because that's really what this area is. It's the quiet life. But if you're curious, I did spend some time doing some, check the map, check the radar map, turn, because when you get into Florida, there can be just kind of isolated thunderstorms just kind of moving through. And it's the same thing with southern Georgia. You have to constantly be on the weather map to see where it is.
There's nothing like stopping in a Florida small town to get your bearings. This is Jasper, and there seems to be a lot of Jaspers out there, but yeah, it's Florida, so it's a little kind of like disappointed. Not much riding to do that's anything interesting. But it's still worth it just to kind of see everything that's going around, but onward and upward.
In fact, this last little bit on my way to Jacksonville, I did see a huge storm, and I actually had to constantly keep pushing myself more and more east and east and east because it was just a massive thunderstorm, which if it had caught me, it would definitely shut me down for the day. But I was east of it, and it was slowly moving east, so I was able to get into Jacksonville before the old monsoon kind of hit. But that was a trip. Georgia, Florida, not the best motorcycling, but still it can be just an interesting laid-back ride.